one funny side story about that which was one of the Edwards air shows. I think I was probably 14 or 13 or 14. I was young. There was a pilot that was there displaying one of the first F-15E Strike Eagles. It was still in test at Edwards. And it was what they call the Combined Task Force, which is when they're testing aircraft at Edwards, they're called CTFs. And it's just the kind of the squadron. And he gave me a poster, and it was like an F-15E over the Sierras with the snow. And
That's cool.
said Strike Eagle Combined Task Force, Edwards Air Force Base. And he signed it to Scott, Colonel Scoop Cooper, keep flying, something like that. And I framed it and hung it in my wall in my house. And it was there for years. So years later, 3 or 4 or 5, I don't know how old I was. I went out to Edwards. Actually, it was many years later because my dad had a family friend that got stationed there as an enlisted something or other. And he invited me out. And I took my mom with me. I had to have been in college. So in late teens, early 20s. So it was many years later. And, at Edwards Air Force Base on the base is the test pilot school, the world famous Air Force test pilot school. Chuck Yeager, everybody, all the astronauts, everybody went there. And we drove by and I said, oh, that's the test pilot school. Like, let's go in and check it out. And, they have a lobby with all these. I mean, it's amazing. It's a shame that a lot of people can't get out there because in the building, they have every class going back to class 1. And when you walk down the hall, and it's a huge hall, I mean, you look at the photos and it's like N. Armstrong in the class.
Wow.
It's like you're looking at history and all these photos and memorabilia. And in the lobby, when you walk in, is the commandant, the commander's office. And on the door, it said Colonel something Cooper. And I'm like looking at it and I thought, okay, that's interesting. And I walked in, there was a receptionist and I said, is that Scoop Cooper by chance? She goes, yeah, he's the commandant of the school. And I said, I got a funny story for you. Years and years ago, and this poster is still hanging on my wall. She goes, oh, wait, he's going to love this. And she went and grabbed him and he came out and he didn't remember me, but he brought me in. He talked to me and my mom. We walked her to give us the dime tour, gave me his business card. He said, this is what you need to do. I'm going to help you. He ended up going to the Pentagon for a while.
Wow.
We kept in touch via email for years. And that kind of interaction just kept me, even though, like I said, I didn't have the grades, that kind of thing was just so cool to me that guys like that, and he was just so like, I can't believe you have my poster hanging on your wall with my signature years, 6, 7, 8, 9 years later, whatever it was. That happened a lot to me. And that just kind of kept me going, but just didn't have the grades to
follow it up. We talked to this quite a bit on how the smallest interactions that we can have with the youth, whether it's, at an air show or if it's landing back at the hangar or anywhere else.
Yep.
And just in public at Chipotle, it's taking a couple minutes to sit and talk to a little kid.
Yep.
And giving them some wings like that is so huge, so impactful for these kids and what they want to do later on.